Good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's last post ceremony. My name is Troy Clayton, and joining us today from the Royal Australian Air Force is Squadron Leader Brett Brown. We warmly welcome the family of Sergeant Stanley Laurence J, whose story will be told shortly. We also warmly welcome Group Captain Bruce Chandler, retired, representing the Air Force Association. We welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that love and support them. The live stream of this ceremony is made possible by the Return and Services League of Australia and the RSL and Services Club Association. We welcome members who are watching this ceremony broadcast across Australia. During this evening's ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection by family and visitors to the memorial. If you're able, please stand and join in singing the National Anthem. Thank you. You may be seated. The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where families and friends could mourn their loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit, in the heart of the land they loved, and here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight, we'll read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 103,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and on operations for more than a century. But first, we present a lament, Flowers of the Forest. Wreaths or floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection.
Today, we remember and pay tribute to Sergeant Stanley Laurence J. Stanley J was born on the 30th of May 1922 in the Sydney suburb of Bankstown. The son of Arthur and Annie J, he grew up alongside siblings Annie, Harold, Irene, Marjorie, John, Constance, Arthur, Leslie and Mary. He attended Bankstown Central School, Bankstown Commercial School and then Durwich Hill Commercial School. While employed as a clerk with the National Mutual Life Association, he studied accountancy at Metropolitan Business College. Jay enlisted in the Royal Australian Air Force on the 21st of June 1941 and began training as a pilot. He attended elementary flight training school at Mascot and then service flying training school at Uranginty. In late March 1942, he received his wings, and on the 2nd of April, he was promoted to sergeant. Shortly afterwards, he attended Central Flying School at Tamworth, and in June, he transferred to number 10 Elementary Flight Training School at Temora, where he served as an instructor. On the 8th of December 1942, Sergeant Stanley J was the instructor in a Tiger Moth undertaking circuits and landings practice flight with trainee leading aircraftsman Kent Bussell. Not long after 8 p.m, their Tiger Moth collided with a Tiger Moth piloted by trainee pilot leading aircraftsman Norman Beeves at a height of 1,000 feet. The aircraft crashed in Brays Paddock, southeast of the Temora Aerodrome. All involved were killed. Leading aircraftsman Norman Beeves, leading aircraftsman Kent Bussell, and Sergeant Stanley J, who was 20 years old. The three were buried at Temora General Cemetery, where their remains lie today. Stanley J's name is listed on the Roll of Honour on my left, among almost 40,000 Australians who died while serving in the Second World War. His photograph is displayed today by the Pool of Reflection. This is but one of many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Sergeant Stanley Laurence J, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms, and in the hope of a better world.
If you're able, please stand for the reading of the Ode and the sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. Lest we forget.
Lest we forget. We leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Pozières or in the low scrub of Gallipoli, with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain, has thought in his last moments, well, it's over. But in Australia, they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, that concludes the last post ceremony. On behalf of the Director, staff and volunteers, thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial today and for your continued support during the Memorial's development project. We wish you all a very pleasant evening.